Here's a question for you. Is it a crime to buy a gun for a family member? That question facing the Supreme Court after a former police officer bought a gun for his uncle because the police officer got a discount. When he tried transferring it, registering it legally in the uncle's home state, the feds went after him, claiming it's like a straw purchase when people buy guns for those not allowed to have them, such as convicted felons. But in this case, the uncle was a law-abiding citizen. So what goes on with something like this? Let's talk to Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Napolitano. We get why you don't want straw buyers out.
Right. But this is different. If you read the wording of the statute, the wording of the statute says, I can't buy a gun for you and you can't buy a gun for me. But if you go beneath the wording and look at the purpose of the statute, it's to prevent a person not legally capable of owning a gun from getting one. But if you are right, that's the intent of it. So what happened here? A person legally capable of buying a gun bought a gun for another person legally capable of buying a gun, and the receiver of the gun went to register it. So how could there possibly...
He was told by gun dealers, this is how you do it.
Correct.
You buy it, go to Pennsylvania, register.
How could that possibly be a crime? Well, he was convicted of the crime, and the conviction has been upheld, and it got to the Supreme Court, and they argued it yesterday. The other interesting thing here is that these are guns not to be carried in the street. This is not a license to carry. This is a gun that you can only keep in your home for protection. And the home, in American history and in American law and under the Constitution, is a sacred place where the law doesn't always intrude. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You have a prescription medicine in your medicine cabinet for the flu, and you take it. And one day your kid wakes up and has the same ailments.
Wait a minute. The kid's name isn't on the prescription.
But you can give the medication to the kid.
Of course.
Same thing with the gun. It's a gun to be used in the home. Does the federal government really want to intrude that deeply in our lives? That's what was debated before the Supreme Court.
And it's fascinating because they followed all the rules as they believed them to be, but they came smack up against this federal law.
This is an age-old dispute, and lawyers and judges and legal scholars have been wrestling with this for 600 years between the exact, precise wording of the law and the obvious underlying meaning of the law. Which should prevail when they conflict? Supreme Court will decide it in this case with respect to guns. Prediction? They're going to toss that conviction. Just from the reading the transcript of the oral argument, I think they're going to toss that conviction 5-4.
Because it has to do with what people do privately and legally.
Right. The person didn't do it for a business, and he didn't give it to a person who couldn't have gotten it on his own. They both honestly believed they were obeying the law. And think about it this way: if crime is defined as harm, who was harmed? No one.
Right. Well, I feel sorry for this former cop who's been dragged through the ringer on this thing.
Yes. But he may go down in history as having done the right thing, depending upon which way that 5-4 vote on the court goes.
All right. You'll keep us up to date.
Of course, Stevie.
Judge, thank you very much.